Coming up in today's show, diesel prices and the freight market is finally moving. Driverless trucks, ELD pressure, cargo theft, new truck technology, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. If you're new here, I'm Josh. I'm the operations specialist, and this is the Delo Podcast. Let's jump right into talking about the FMCSA and ELD pressure. Back in April, the CVSA issued a fresh inspection bulletin specifically on false record of duty status and ELD tampering. This is basically a how-to guide for inspectors which dropped right before the road checks. This was made for the sole purpose of when officers pulled over drivers back in May, they weren't fishing. They knew exactly what to look for. Disconnected devices, manipulated time, fake driver accounts, unidentified driving time, all of which are now red flags. And on top of that, the FMCSA started migrating from its old legacy registration system to a new platform called Modus back on May 12th. Carriers who were not ready for this, and there were a lot, had paperwork headaches right in the middle of the most regulated week of the year. The FMCSA also kept pulling non-compliant ELD devices off the approved list this spring. So if your device gets revoked, you've got 8 days to switch it. Otherwise, your logs become paper logs again, and during a road check, that's the worst place to be. Bottom line to all this, enforcement is sharper than it's ever been in years. And organized companies, well, they have a real edge on things right now. Let's jump into autonomous trucks. Autonomous trucks are becoming more realistic. Now, this is the topic everyone's talking about, and honestly, living in Texas, I see these trucks on the highway regularly, and it's not science fiction anymore. To make it more real, both Aurora and Volvo launched a 200-mile driverless route between Dallas and Oklahoma City, 5 days a week. And Aurora expanded its operations with McLean Foods, stating publicly that they were on track to put hundreds of driverless trucks on the road in 2026. Kodiak has also started its Dallas to Houston autonomous service, while Volvo and DSV began commercial autonomous freight in Texas. Ride, another player in the market, is also running level 4 autonomous electric trucks on a proof of concept in Ohio. So, why is Texas the center of all of this? Well, to start, long flat highways, predictable weather, and regulations that don't get in the way play a huge factor. Combine that with the freight density between Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio, it's the perfect proving grounds. But here's the part most people online get wrong. Drivers are not disappearing. Most freight still needs a human, especially when it comes to cities, docks, live loads, backing into tight yards, weather, customer issues, and other factors a driverless truck cannot handle. Autonomy simply handles the long trip between locations. It does not replace the skilled driver doing the hard parts. So yes, in theory, autonomy is growing fast in 2026, and yes, it will affect long-haul work in specific corridors, but skilled drivers will still be extremely valuable for years to come. In other news, the freight market actually moved. This is big. This was the most encouraging month we've had in a while. The DAT truckload and spot line haul index rose 4% in April, and it's up over 25% year over year. All-in spot rates are up almost 37% compared to April of 25. Breaking it down by equipment, in April, dry van line haul averaged $1.96 per mile, which is up 25% year over year. Reefer was $2.35 per mile, up 27% year over year. And flatbed, well, it hit $2.61 per mile, up over 11% in just 1 month, and nearly 24% year over year. Then the road checks hit, and the week over week jump was the biggest spike most operators have seen in their careers. Dry van was up 24 cents, reefer up 52 cents, and flatbed, well, it was still climbing. Now I know some will say, Josh, that's not entirely true, but here's the reality. The market is still uneven, and I know that. Some lanes are strong while others are soft. Texas outbound, paired with Midwest reefer and produce lanes, those are the focal points right now. The rebound is real, but it's a recovery, not a big boom, which is why planning matters more than chasing. Rate per mile, deadhead, fuel, what's available after the delivery. All of it has to add up. One bad load can wreck an entire week in this market. The market is moving, but you have to move smarter. And how about those fuel prices? Fuel is still a pain. I'm sure your wallet is feeling it, but let me show you exactly how brutal diesel has become in 2 years. May of 24, national average was $3.82 a gallon. May of 25, $3.49. April of 2026, $5.50. This week, May 26, 2026, AAA daily national average is $5.58 a gallon. That's $2.08 a gallon higher than May last year, and $1.76 higher than May of 2024. For a truck running 12,000 miles a month at 6.5 miles per gallon, that's roughly $3,800 in extra fuel cost every single month compared to 2 years ago. That's why gross numbers don't mean anything anymore. Net is the only thing that matters. Lane planning, idle time, routing, fuel, networks, every smart decision is real money that's left on the table right now. Cargo theft, let's talk about it. It's always been a thing, but it's getting more serious. In 2026 alone, there were 767 cargo theft incidents. That's $131.5 million in losses. The top 3 states accounted for 54% of all theft, were California coming in at number 1, Texas at 2nd, and Illinois bringing up the rear. Looking at the Memorial Day window from 2021 through 2025, California alone was almost 32% of all events, Texas 14%, Illinois 8%, and Georgia just behind at 7%. But here's what's actually changing in 2026. The FBI issued a public service announcement this year, specifically about cyber-enabled strategic cargo theft. We're talking about criminals hacking broker portals, posting fake loads, impersonating real carriers, changing FMCSA contact information, and redirecting actual freight for resale. So, the theft isn't just physical anymore, it's identity, it's digital, and brokers are getting strict, vetting harder and checking more carefully before tendering loads. For drivers, be smart about where you park, what you pick up, and who you communicate with. As for carriers, your reputation and verification process matter more than ever. Once your authority gets used in a scam, you're cleaning that up for months. Small carriers are still under pressure. Carrier dropouts have slowed a bit. 2026 actually swung back briefly to net growth, which we hadn't seen in a while, but it's not a comeback story just yet. Insurance is the killer. Truck insurance costs are up 18.6% since 2021, averaging 10.2 cents per mile now. Small carriers always pay more per mile than the big fleets. That's the structural problem in 2026. Large fleets spread fixed costs over hundreds of trucks that buy insurance better, absorb compliance costs better, and deploy safety tech more consistently. Small operators carry the same cost spread across far fewer wheels. That's why scale matters more than ever right now. At Delo Trans, we operate 250 plus power-only units across 48 states. That scale lets us run dispatch safety, compliance, and broker relationships as real systems, not part-time tasks. New truck technology. Let's touch on this real quick. A truck sitting in the shop makes nobody any money. New trucks have better safety systems, better fuel economy, better cameras, better ride quality. We've been adding new Freightliner Cascadias to the fleet, 2025 to 26 and now 27 models. Modern trucks mean less downtime, fewer repair days, better comfort for drivers spending weeks on the road. In a market where every dollar of operating cost matters, that adds up very fast. Owner-operators reality in 2026. The question I get about this is, being an owner-operator, is it still worth it in 2026? Yes, with the right setup, but owner-operating today isn't just driving. It's running a small business, fuel cost, insurance, deadhead, maintenance, taxes, it's all on you. At Delo Trans, owner-operators on strong weeks see gross numbers between $7,000 and $12,000. That depends on lanes, consistency, and how you run. We're 100% power only, which means a lot less waiting and a lot less wasted time on the dock. We work with company drivers, owner-operators, and fleet investors, and sign-on bonuses are running up to $1,000 right now. Simply put, the biggest mistake I still see new owner-operators make is staring at a gross number. In this day and age, the only number that matters is net and fuel, period. Fuel costs along with insurance, empty miles, maintenance, these things will eat you up if you're not planning properly, or even more importantly, if you're not working for a company who plans properly. The drivers who will win in 2026 are the ones who treat this like a business, not just a paycheck. And that's our May 2026 recap and all the time that we have for today. We hope that you enjoyed this month's podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and check out us on our other social media platforms for more content. This is Josh reminding you to dress less, drive less, earn more, Delo Trans.